if Drake is LeBron and Kendrick is Steph, he is the KD to them for this generation.
This is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not. Welcome back to the Warner Brothas Podcast. I'm Kyle, joined by Keenan, joined by Brandon Petty, joined by Timmy. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that we have very familiar outfits on. We're going part 2 right after the Super Bowl 60 review. We want to talk more J. Cole, which we talked about before the Super Bowl, but we thought a little more discussion was due, and we've got some NBA talk. Before we get into J. Cole, Keenan, I want to call myself out. I want to call myself a fraud. This is year 2 of when I've done preseason NBA tiers. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be back in December. We're heading towards All-Star Weekend, and I don't have even a second tier list. So maybe I need to do that for the weekend. I just want to call myself a fraud for that because I keep forgetting and I keep forgetting and I keep forgetting. Even when I remind myself, I keep forgetting.
It's fair, Kyle, because you know what time of year it is. It's NFL season, and you're deep into the NFL thoughts. You're getting tears everywhere for that. So like you're just not thinking about it, and then you're gonna realize like, why would I have it at December when I'm in week 17 of the NFL?
You're in the thick of things in the NFL.
When you're in the thick of things, and it's all good. We get you.
But as you heard us in the intro, J. Cole dropped an album this past Friday. The Fall Off. Tim, I want to... Excuse me, hold on. What the fuck is going on with my throat?
Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Hey,
the monsters are trying to take my powers over here. The monsters are trying to take my powers.
Gotta get that
Michael Jackson Jordan
special
basketball.
Gotta get friggin' I don't even know.
Get that water.
Where was I? So J. Cole's album. Tim, I want to start with you. You said you didn't even know this album came out as of Saturday. Said you'd give a listen. What's your review as a J. Cole fan? Is that fair to say, or J. Cole follower?
Follower. Definitely haven't listened to every album of his, but I've listened to bangers from every album.
Fair enough.
For Your Eyes Only is like one of my favorite songs of his, and that's interesting because a lot of this music reminds me of that. Like his flow is very similar to that in a lot of in these songs. I think this is a great album. Like I will definitely be plugging a lot of these songs into playlists to be listening to. Definitely very vibey songs, but like I said, a lot of it he just gets down to rapping, and that's where he sounds like For Your Eyes Only. And I like it. I'm definitely a big fan.
Very well.
Do you have any favorite songs?
Right now, I've listened to it once straight through, and I just got up to Legacy again, and I really like that song right now. Legacy's a vibe for sure. Bombs in DeVille was also a good one. Other than that, those are the two that like come to mind. But right now, it's definitely Legacy as my favorite.
I like it. Ken, I feel like we got your thoughts the least the other day about it. Now that you've had the whole weekend, have you given it multiple listens? And what are your thoughts of someone? Because Cole would be just favorite rappers. He's probably in your top 5, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Top 8, maybe?
Top 5.
All right. Okay. So
where he's ranked, I was actually thinking where he ranks within my top 5. I can't like put a number on it, like because I really just have a 1, and then the monster's taking my talent. Oh boy. You really just have a 1, and then everybody else after it, like the rest of them kind of shift, but Kendrick's always going to be 1, like forever. So, but yeah, no, J. Cole's one of my favorite artists. I've listened to this thing probably 3 times all the way through, and then different tracks, different times at different spots. I've listened to disc 29 more than disc 39. I know 29 is more when he was... I didn't read the whole so I've heard about it, like how he went back to the Ville at 29 and then went back at 39 and kind of the introspection and all that stuff that he kind of feels. And then you have the 2-disc. I think he put out one of his best albums. I would say for me, it's rough, like around the 3-4, probably 3. Cause I think projects wise, depending if you're counting Friday Night Lights, I know that's a mixtape, but if you're counting like projects, I think it's around 3-4 because Friday Night Lights is arguably his best. It's great. I know people love 2014. The off season was really good. Born Sinner's one. There are people are kind of either you love it or you hate it. I'm on the love it side, and other people don't really love it as much. Some people don't love that much early Cole. I do, probably just because of the time when I was growing up. I was 14 at the time, so it kind of resonated with me more than maybe it did with 22-year-olds. So, but overall, like Cole always like when he's on the track like this, he can showcase that he arguably is the best when it comes to flow in entire. It just like his rhyme patterns, the way he raps, his flow is almost unmatched. It's obviously like what he's saying is there, so like which is why you're so upset with like why aren't you battling with these two? But then once where it went, it makes sense of like I kind of just wanted a rap exhibition, and I saw that it was naturally not going to be that. So like I'm fine with it, but so it doesn't bother me when he says still like best rapper alive and things like that, because like when it comes to just rapping, he still has an argument when you're coming from just like technically listening and what he's saying and the patterns, like because he can stay on like the fall off is inevitable. The same rhyme scheme for 3 minutes is incredible. Like that's just so hard to keep the same rhyme pattern scheme, words, and actually telling a story in reverse. I know Nas rewinds, that's been done before, but like that is just so difficult to do. And so he does things like that. But there's a lot of tracks on here. And again, this just showed to me again, he's one of the best storytellers in all of rap history, honestly. Like he can really paint a story and really paint a picture. So those are my biggest takeaways. I have some standout tracks. I like drum and bass a lot. I love her again. I love her again. The fall off is inevitable. I know that one came out before. I really liked that one. Poor thing. Shout out to whomever he is flaming on that at the end, because he is just flaming.
Apparently, it was like a nobody North Carolina rapper according to social media.
Yeah, so like it's just it's there.
My apologies if he's somebody in North Carolina, but
no, he's someone in North Carolina, but
you're
to the
about
masses
to get rapped
is not.
About Kyle. Good
yeah, right.
job.
Now it's my turn.
Who the F is you is another one that beat switch is insane. So, but yeah, those are just a few of the ones that I like a lot. I let Brandon go and then you talk, but there's a lot about this that I like.
Quick question to the three of you.
Yeah. I'm
assuming 29 and 39. I'm assuming that has something to do with North Carolina. Do you guys know what that connection is? Because
it's just his age going back to North Carolina.
Got you.
So like it's like he wrote like a SERP about it. Like it's by age 29, him going back to North Carolina, experiencing it, and then him experiencing it as a 29-year-old, then him going back at 39 and experiencing that as a 39-year-old. Kind of
interesting.
It's worth that.
So I've listened to the album between like 4 or 5 times all the way through. I've done like a lot, like at home, some at work, because I listen to a lot of music while I'm at work, especially during our dead periods. This is probably, I can make a case for it being my favorite J. Cole album. I love Born Sinner. I love 2014 Forest Hills Drive, obviously. Obviously the mixtapes as well too. Some of the best mixtapes ever made. This album for me does not have any skips. I love the way it flows, and also too, I love the whole disc 29, disc 39. Like, there's different messages, like on both discs. Like, especially when he's really taking the time to get into it and really rap. And I think too, you can kind of see, not necessarily his actual growth, but like you see like a little, like it kind of, if you were somebody that didn't really know, like if you told somebody, hey, this was made 10 years ago and this is made now, like you could see think you could kind of talk yourself into a little bit of growth there, in terms of like messages, what he's putting out, stuff like that. Like we were talking about the other night, I think he's really like 22 or 24 on this. There's 2 songs that like I don't love them, but I'm still gonna listen to them. I mean, there's like the tracks that I'm going back to. Obviously, Bunts Road Blues. I love that song. Bombs in the Ville. I love Bombs in the Ville. I Love Her Again is great, and it took me a couple of playthroughs to realize that like he was talking about hip hop.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome, like just the way he made that song. Because like a lot of people, you probably think he's talking about a woman, but he's not. And then obviously on What If, he pins a letter from Biggie to Tupac, and then Tupac responding to Biggie as well too. Basically kind of playing out what would happen if Pac didn't go to Vegas that night. So stuff like that, like there's just not a lot of other people do that. Like the only other artist that maybe would do something like that and pull it off was Kendrick. Amazing music. Like there's 15 songs, 20 songs that like I've just been listening to. Like I haven't listened to anything other than this J. Cole album since Friday night, like to be completely honest. Like it's whether I'm in the car, working out, like whatever, like it's just been J. Cole. So I love it. Again, I love how it flows. I love the lyrics. And then too, like he kind of opens up a 2-6 after 29 intro. Safety's great. The message on there, like him talking about his friends and stuff is great. Obviously Run a Train in the Future. That's great. Poor Thing. I love the song with Petey Pablo. Kind of an unorthodox feature there. But yeah, I think the more and more that I listen to it, I think it's definitely got a strong chance to go down as my favorite Cole project.
Shout out to Tim's on the track. That threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like first listening through, I was like, Future? I was like, okay. Tim's? Okay. I was like,
that's one of my favorite songs that's been like recently, like just overall, like regardless of the album, like that's probably top 5 favorite songs right now.
The only thing I do wish is she would have had a couple more hip hop features on this, just a couple. But I get why he didn't, because like again, like this is him visiting his. But like I don't know, I felt like sometimes breaking that up a little bit, you can add to it. But like even if it's just people from his area, I think like just adding, like he doesn't have to always be the mainstream artist. But like I think at 29, Cole had influences, and at 39, Cole still had influences. So like if you can throw perspective on that, like even getting Common on I Love Her Again, something like that, getting a Common verse, like another, or him talking about maybe like how, obviously because it's based off of that song, him coming back in, and if you dropped like a Common verse of like how he feels now about it, obviously many years later from when he made the song, like I could be interested. Like just things like that where I think he could have added a touch, but again, it's his project, how he wanted to do it, and I'm not hating on it because I think it's really good. So just a thought.
One thing that makes me laugh, and this is with albums in general, before I get to, my breakdown, Lonely at the top and then the outro, he has them as bonus tracks. And it's funny to me whenever anyone puts bonus on like the albums that are released for streaming now, because it's like, all right, we just get them at the same time. So how's it really a bonus track? Because back in the day, like on a CD, if it said 14 tracks, then yeah, sometimes you might get a 15th track that's not listed on the track listing. Is it really a bonus if I can read it and see it myself, right? Love this album. I've told you guys my process when it comes to listening to albums like I actually care about, right? That are like anticipated. I'll skim through it on Friday, see what catches my ear. And then, or Friday night when it first releases. And then Friday during the day while I'm at work, I actually listen to the album in full in the car. And when I was just giving my skim through, I'm texting Brandon Petty and I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, this is fire. This is exactly what I want to hear. And Friday only confirmed everything my ears heard for 30 seconds throughout these songs. And I mean, you guys know what I thought about it in the group chat. Shouts to Duke. Like, Duke crowned it pretty early on. He's like, I think this is Cole's best work. I said, I think I agree. One thing I thought was interesting though, I went to play it today. Press play. Gave it like 20 seconds. I was like, I'm not really feeling this today, and switch it back to a playlist, just a hip hop playlist. So I thought that was interesting. Overall though, just like what he put into this album, production, rhymes, I do think it's Cole's best work. I don't know yet if it's my favorite album of his, but I think it's his best work. And looking back at his discography, man, I can't help but think the off season, what was it? Might Rap About It Later. What was the last album? Might Delete Later.
Yeah,
those 3 albums in conjunction with this one, like those 2 and then this one, these 3 albums, I think the production on those 3 albums is like as good as it's ever been for Cole. Like I feel like he like got so motivated by lyricism and just not making pop records. Like I love those 3 records in conjunction. Off season, then Might Delete Later, then The Fall Off. I think it's his most focused work, those three albums. So I really split his career into 2, like up until KOD, right? That's the last one before the off season. Like to me, that's his first half, and then off season, Might Delete Later, and then The Fall Off is like, that's just the second half of Cole. And I said this the other day, I have a very hard time believing that he's retired. I can't imagine this dude's just not going to be rapping. Like 2 years from now, we're not going to look up and there's not going to be Cole verses here and there. I have an extremely hard time believing that.
Kyle, for me, my line of demarcation with J. Cole is American Dream. That feature.
Okay.
Because that's where he goes on his feature run, which leads into KOD, which leads into the off season, Might Delete Later, and then into this. And then the beginning is like, he would pop out kind of trying to find, like, he has his niche, and then like obviously he's J. Cole, but like he's still trying to find exactly how am I going to make my impact felt legacy wise to the highest standard. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I think he realized, like, right there, I was like, let me just rap. Like, let me not even like worry about like trying to make a hit or trying to do this or trying to do, like, let me just rap. I'm that talented where the rest will take care of itself. And so like I feel like at that verse and then on, he's just been this. So like that, to me, that's the line. So like everything before that would be the For Your Eyes Only, Born Sinner, Sideline Story, Friday Night Lights, the warm up. And then after that is
Commercial Cole.
Yeah, so it's 2 different. I really like a lot of aspects of both. So like like a lot of aspects of both. It's not that he missed any, but I think like that's the line where it's just like 2 kind of different people and 2 different artists.
I think for me, like with J. Cole, who I am a fan of, I feel like he's always been slightly overrated to me. And by that, I don't mean by his abilities, but like, I don't want to make a sport comparison because I don't really want to get into it, but I feel like there are some athletes who it's like they're great, but then like people slightly exaggerate how great they were. And for like if you were there for it, you kind of know it wasn't that great. That's kind of what I feel like happens with Cole. I feel like he gets slightly exaggerated just a little bit. But Ken, I thought you broke it down perfectly when you said like his flow is his true talent. Because I agree, like Kendrick's got lyricism and J. Cole's a lyricist himself. Like, don't get me wrong, but like his flow is pretty unmatched. And then the last thing I wanna shout out is the Hype Real podcast, which by the way, John B will have a cameo with me and Keenan tomorrow on our All-Star Weekend podcast. But he actually sent out for what he wants to talk about on Thursday about who's got the better double album out of the 3. Kendrick with Mr. Morale, Drake with Scorpion, and J. Cole with The Fall Off. And it kind of put it in perspective for me that I didn't even have to think for 1 second about it, that it's The Fall Off. Like, I think far and away, The Fall Off is the best double album out of the 3.
Yeah,
I would agree, and I'm a Kendrick guy, but I don't think it's, for me, it's not far and away, but I also maybe just me being more of a Kendrick guy. And then Drake's third. But, like, Scorpion has more hits. That's going to have the most hits on it.
Scorpion would be 2 for me.
I know a lot of people don't love Mr. Morale, but I think Mr. Morale is very good. But I also do think that it's, since Section 80, Kendrick's worst project. but that's also saying a lot about Kendrick too. Like not but like I think since Section 80, that is his worst project. So
that's most rappers' prominent album, and it was just another album for Kendrick.
Yeah, so I mean, because like it's hard to say. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. If you want to count Untitled, Unmastered, you can, and then obviously Mr. Morale, and then G and X. Like I would rate all of those, unless you want to maybe say Untitled, Unmastered, but like even then, like whatever. So yeah, so it's just shows how great Kendrick is. But yeah, no, you're right. Out of all three of those who did the double album, J.
In
Cole
this offseason, I think we got to do some album rankings more, because we've actually never like done that with our favorite rappers.
I'm so for it. I'm so for album rankings and doing all that good stuff, because that's the stuff that I like to debate what album is better between this and that. Like those are the things, but we haven't had many of those conversations. But
and maybe we'll do it right now. But
I was to say I love to debate those kind of things because
Tim, I'm curious. I'm curious. What are your favorite albums? Doesn't even have to be hip hop. This period. What are your favorite albums? What do you like to listen to? You've told me before that you're a Gambino guy. You like Kendrick. You like Cole. I remember those three names.
Ocean.
Do you like Ocean? I like Tyler.
John Mayer.
You're losing
John Mayer.
Album wise, it is tough to name like the best. I like Childish Gambino's was it Me and Your Mama? Is that or Awaken My Love?
Awaken My Love is the one with Redbone and others.
Yeah. That one, when it came out, I was in high school and I played bass in high school, and that's a very good
dope
baseline album to listen to. Every single song is a banger, so that one I definitely really, really like. I'm just trying to think if it was, I can't even think of the name. From Tyler, it's either Flower Boy or Flower Child. I like that one too.
Flower Boy.
Thought that one was good. Bunch of good ones on there. And then like most Kendrick ones you can't go wrong, and then most J. Cole ones you can't go wrong. Like they're all good. Everybody's gonna rank them differently. For me, GNX wasn't my favorite, and Mr. Morale wasn't super my favorite. I thought they were both good. But yeah, it is tough for me to come up with them. I don't listen to enough music on the level that you guys do to be like, here's 5 off the top of my head.
Got you. Trying to think what other narratives we can build off this. Because we could just get into it and just say like the rankings of our favorite albums or this or that. I will say like one of the big J. Cole narratives has been that he's a boring rapper. And I can kind of understand that. I think he completely shed that again with these past 3 albums. I could see it early on in his career where he'll just have some like nap time music on there for sure. That's why I thought it was interesting, Keenan, when you mentioned him for Super Bowl. I actually can't picture that. Though he does have songs for it, he probably could give you 6 to 12 songs that are Super Bowl worthy. But to me, it'd be like, having any other lyricist rapper on there. Like Kendrick's got it because he's got some stadium music. And Cole does too, don't get me wrong. But Cole's vibe in general is very laid back, almost too laid back for the Super Bowl, I think. So I thought that was interesting.
For me, I don't know. I guess I've seen him like perform a little bit live at like some of the Dreamville things. And like, I mean, I'm not in person, but like obviously just online. And I just thought to myself, I was like, if it was 30 minutes, no, but he's got enough for 12.
He definitely does.
So that's what I was saying. But like, obviously, it's different. The Super Bowl is different. No, you're right. The Super Bowl is different too. Like we mentioned on the last one, Kanye is like the ideal Super Bowl guy. Like that's like the poster child for rapper to do Super Bowl. Like the production, the performance, the features, the everything. Like it almost be like a DJ Khaled album because how many features he could bring out there. Like he's the perfect poster child for it. And I think Kendrick was great. But you were asking something.
Yeah, where the fuck was I going? I was gonna ask, what do you if this were to be his last album,
yeah,
which it might be, I don't think it'll be the last we hear from him, but it could be his last album, period.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think thus far, I'll say, up until this point today? What is J. Cole's legacy? Doesn't necessarily have to be a ranking, but how would you say, kind of the same question I said with the Super Bowl, like 10 years from now, how would you view Super Bowl 60? At this point in time, how are you viewing Cole? How are you going to remember him if this were the last we were to hear him?
One of the best pure rappers of a generation and one of the best artists, honestly, of a generation. So, like, it's hard when you're saying the all-time conversation, when you're like, when it brings in the Biggies, the Pacs, the Big L's, all that stuff, and bringing his name within there, because then that's when you really have to put together, oh, I need to talk body of work, but, like, we like to make cross-sport comparisons. If we don't have to argue about this. Regardless of who you put as who and what you feel is what, I don't really care about that. That's not because we're not talking about that aspect. It's like, he is the KD of this channel. The guy who's just like, I want to rap, go home. I don't want to.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that? Just because
Yeah.
I brought something up about this, and I probably have on this podcast, but I like that you said that, and I think it's valid. My thing is, Future is so equally as prominent as the other three. Like, Future drops today, it's a big deal, right?
Fair.
Just like it was with Cole, just like it will be with Drake and Kendrick. Who then it would be your basketball analogy? Who's the fourth there? Because we can't say Kawhi because Future's way more consistent than Kawhi.
It's hard because the playoff, they would literally, if it was just regular season, Harden would be perfect. But like, but like, it's hard because like, as Future has classics, Harden has none. So like, it's hard to make that comparison in a sense, but like, I guess the closest would be Harden because he to me is like pretty much like the fourth kind of ish guy in that generation because Kawhi is not consistent enough. And then you could have maybe someone could be a Westbrook, but to me, probably Harden. And I guess for other people, it might shortchange Future a little bit, but like to me, it'd be Harden.
I like it.
Cole's definitely one of the best of the generation. Honestly, I would feel comfortable putting him on an all-time list, especially for rappers. I don't know if I'd go as far as top 5. That's something that I'd even have to sit down and think about myself. Like, I know Biggie and Pac would be on there for me. Then you start talking about 10, 15 guys, like who you'd put on there. But I mean, because like, to me, J. Cole's never released a bad project. Overall, just pure rapping, he's one of the best, if not the best. Body of work, obviously the body of work is there. And just too, like the quality of music, like just has not changed at all. Like it's great. Like it's always been great. And honestly, I feel like if he wanted to keep making music, I don't think it would ever change. I really don't think his quality of music would go down. Like I said, I feel comfortable putting him on the all-time list somewhere. I don't know if it's in the top 10, if it's in the top 15. I don't know where it's at. But certainly a discussion that I would have, and I would definitely bring him up in that discussion.
It's hard to name 20 guys before Cole. Where in that 20 do you want to rank them? Sure, but it's hard to be like, yeah, there's 20 guys I'm going to say are better rappers than that guy, which is a great place to be. So like that's all time. That's a great place to be.
I could tell you he definitely would be in my top 15. Like he's definitely in the 15 or at least inside the top 15. But yeah, like I definitely think like the LeBron Steph KD conversation, like comparison, like I think that's a great comparison.
We're talking big three.
Yeah, like that's definitely like that's the big three. I feel like J. Cole, unfortunately, because he is so low key, he's not really as hyped as either of those guys. Like, because Drake is Drake, Kendrick is Kendrick, and it also helps out. I think what separates the two of them, there's obviously just, you can have an argument if J. Cole's the best rapper out of them. We know Drake isn't even close in that stratosphere, at least to me. Like, especially now, like I feel like his quality of music just sucks. Early Drake, like, yeah, there's an argument there. Damn, I forgot where I was going with this. Shit.
He got the bash and Drake, and he's like, let me get these kidney shots in on Drizzy, on Aubrey, and then we'll come back to it and forgot.
Oh, there we okay. So I think what separates J. Cole is his nonchalant vibe. Like, and honestly, the fact that too, like, J. Cole doesn't make radio hits. Like, and what I mean by that, like, Drake puts out like a lot of radio stuff, like Hotline Bling, like One Dance, stuff like that. Like that kind of music is catered to the radio. Kendrick, not so much. Kendrick has just made like
he's more hip hop anthems, kind of like from time
yeah,
to time that he's
like,
made.
You think swimming pools, like you think
even All Right, when it was like that was kind of big, and then obviously we know Not Like Us became that, but that wasn't what it was for exactly, but like that became that.
Humble, like stuff like that. Like he makes it's kind of like radio anthems to me. Like it's still hip hop, but it's more catered for radio airwaves. Whereas J. Cole doesn't really make stuff like that. Like you think of his biggest songs, like Wet Dreams, like, you know, there's 5 or 10 songs that I can think of that are like his huge songs. Like they weren't really radio songs.
Born Sinner was his most, where you like Crooked Smile would be for radio, or like oh my gosh,
Workout.
Sorry, give me just a second. I can figure it out. The one that I'm thinking of featuring Miguel, I just cannot think of the name of the song. Oh my goodness!
Power Trip. That's a
Power
Miguel.
Trip. Yes, thank you.
Trip,
Power Trip. That was that was also radio wise as well. But
since Brandon brought it up, because I did find myself thinking this while driving around Friday, I'm like, this is what we thought what For All the Dogs was going to be for Drake. Not necessarily like, you know, just a concise, like thought out project from Drake. We have not got that since probably since, if you're reading this, it's too late, to be honest with you.
I would say Views, even though like I get Views was kind of in like the in between, but Views, I would say.
I think Views is a great album. I do, but I don't think it's like to the point, like the way J. Cole's is.
There's a lot of hits and things like that. So yeah, if you're saying that, yeah, I agree.
So I'll say this, talking about the big three, and I'm gonna say the big four include Future in here. When what was it? The fuck? Why can't I think of? I call him the big four, then I can't even think of his last album. We Don't Trust You. When that came out, and we recorded immediately the next day after that dropped, like I was laughing out loud at how much heat was on that album. Like I was 9 tracks in, I'm like, this album has not let up. I had damn near that same reaction to J. Cole on Friday. As far as beats, as far as lyricism, there was points I was laughing out loud in my car because I'm like, why is there this much heat on this album? Right? GNX. I love GNX. I loved the whole message of it, the whole point of it, like the whole attitude of the album. We have not got that from Drake. And Drake's put out enough music to where his legacy is solidified. Like, I don't necessarily think his next album's make or break for him. But man, I would just love a mature album to where I don't got to listen to fucking Sexy Red and Yeet, right? Like Yeet makes sense on Yeet featured on Don Toliver's album. That makes sense on Don Toliver's album. That makes sense on Travis Scott's album. Matter of fact, let me throw Travis in there too. The last album he came out with that was solo. I remember me and Petty did a review to
Westbrook.
it. What's up?
I said he's Westbrook. I'm just trying to name. I'm just naming basketball players. He's Westbrook.
I remember we reviewed Travis's last album and we said like, oh, this isn't our favorite, but like we can tell he put effort into it. We can tell like he put thought, effort, and like wanted to put out something that was dope to him, and we can appreciate that. I haven't felt that from Drake probably since Scorpion, and even that had what 20 plus tracks, obviously because it was a double album. With Cole, I actually felt like he was trying to tell a story within 24 tracks. Drake, I felt like he was trying to get as much streams and plays as he could because there was 24 tracks. Same with More Life and same with other albums that were super long.
So I think that reaches the point that on the Joe Budden podcast they were talking about this way back when the beef went on, and it was people not working with Drake anymore. Like how many bridges he's been burning. And so and I say that because he keeps working with newer and younger artists, and you don't see him going back kind of to the same well of a lot of these older and more mature performing things. So he's just trying to stay Like his birth certificate's aging every year, but he is staying in the same age range of what he did when he kind of came in-ish. But it's even, or not even when he came in, more so in like 2018. Because like when he came in, like he was doing like he had his own like niche of what made him Drake. And then obviously, like there was that, like he had his niche, Kendrick had his, Cole had his, and Wale had his, and then Travis had his, Future had his. Like all these rappers who were big at that time had theirs. Meek Mill, let me not forget him because he was really big. And then it just feels like then really 2016, 17, Drake dropped like into like just, I'm going to fully go into the waves. When he'd always dip his toes into like the wave, but then stay him too. Like I felt like he would do a good job of like, I'll do this on a feature and I'll do this maybe a song or two on an album. And then it just came to like, now that's half my album. And then let me give you a Boy Wonder beat and I'm going to go rap for 4 minutes to show you I still have it. I'll give you a great outro, give you a great intro, and then something else.
Let me give you the greatest point to this that doesn't get brought up nearly enough, but this is the type of shit that pisses me off with Drake. And again, this is why I hope Iceman is nothing close to this. When Bad Bunny started to really get popping in America, guess who's on a Bad Bunny song rapping Spanish? We don't need that from fucking Drake. You know what I mean? Like, he caught Sexy Red, had her on the album when she was at her hottest. Like, she's definitely, like, her popularity is definitely not what it was 2 years ago. She wouldn't be on Drake's album today. You know what I mean? Like, that's the stuff that annoys me with Drake, where I'm like, all right, bro, like, we get it. You're trying to cater to 21 and under. That's fine. I mean, it's really not.
Let Sabrina Carpenter come out with another slap, and
right?
We might see Drake and Sabrina.
Like that's fine, but like, don't. If you're gonna be that way, then you can't really try to put yourself in the conversation with the other three.
It'd just be Quavo. Like they're like in 17, 18, 19, Quavo was on everybody's track. It's like, oh, that's a Katy Perry and Quavo feature. It's like, oh, okay, you're everywhere. All right, you do you, Quavo.
All right, guys, I got much more J. Cole content and conversation that I want to talk about, and I know I said that on Saturday, and we just talked for 35 minutes basically about J. Cole, but I still have more. And I do want to say, you heard us talk last year a lot after football season and in between basketball season about like, oh, this is the time we usually like to do music, and we didn't do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we said on Saturday's pod, like, it was uninspiring. 2024 was a great music year, and I think our music content reflected it. Like, we had probably about as many music pods as we did football and NBA. And last year, there was less music pods, but we didn't love the music that came out last year. I already feel like, and me and Petty were talking about this the other day, 2026 already feels like it's going to be a classic music year, and I feel like we're off to a fantastic start. I do want to transition, though. I have a college basketball question for you guys. Darren Peterson. You guys familiar?
Yeah.
Yes. Very familiar.
All right. You guys follow college basketball much more than me. I want to give a quick story here. Very quick story. I was watching UFC at Trent's house, Trent Bavlon's house. Good friend of mine and Keenan's. Shouts to Trent. Trent's been on the podcast actually before.
Yes.
Early UFC card because it was in Abu Dhabi. We started talking basketball. We started talking about AJ DeBansa because I think it was like the first official regular season college game for him that day. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the number one recruit. And then Trent pulls up rankings and he goes, oh, this Darren Peterson guy's apparently ahead of him. And I'm like, word, like, that's cool. And then he goes, this site's comparing him to Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, that's insane. Like, I got to see this from my own eyes, right? And then we turn on the highlights, and immediately he's obviously good, but he did not have Kobe's athleticism, that's like number one for me if you're going to compare someone to a young Kobe, is like, all right, they better be dunking on people. And he struck me actually more of like a Ray Allen, Devin Booker type, which is still very worthy of a number one pick, right? Actually like DeBansa, but that's neither really here or there. As you know, I don't watch college basketball. I've heard that he's been missing games due to injury. And then Petty and Keenan, maybe you guys both saw this. There was footage of a KU staffer, or apparently it turned out to be an ESPN staffer who was texting somebody that this guy was sick, Darren Peterson was sick, and the coach gave him an opportunity to like play, like, hey, put up or shut up. What do you want to do? And Darren Peterson just said no. And I've heard the Kobe comparisons a few times since November. Kobe wouldn't do that. Like Kobe wouldn't do that, let alone like the game comparison. Kobe wouldn't just willingly sit out. So I just want to say you guys are probably more well-versed in this topic than me. I'm not sure, but Brandon, you said you're very familiar with him, but this is kind of giving me early Ben Simmons vibes when he was at LSU. You're big into college sports, Brandon. What's your view on Darren Peterson? Is there any prospects that you think are better than him coming out? And this is all noise. Like, do you think it matters that he's not committed to KU?
I do. I think it's so. First off, comparison wise, Darren Peterson to me is kind of like the Arch Manning of college basketball, and that might be a bad comparison, but like talent wise, like everything. Because Darren Peterson, I do think Darren Peterson is probably the best basketball player in college basketball, talent wise, all that stuff. Even as good as DeBansa is, and as hyped as he is, Peterson's just like on a whole nother level.
Really?
Would easily be the number one pick. I think there's still a conversation for him to be the number one pick. It's between him, DeBansa, and Boozer from Duke.
Yeah.
The genuine, and I really think the genuine problem with him is that he hates basketball. Like, he's so fucking good at it, but I genuinely think that he hates the sport of basketball.
So very much like Ben Simmons then.
Yeah, like very much like Ben Simmons, especially last night. Because last night that was a huge game. They're playing number one Arizona. Arizona was 22 or 23-0, albeit Kansas won. Which a lot of people were shocked at that, including myself, because I was like, well, shit, Darren Peterson isn't playing. Kansas is still a really talented team outside of Darren Peterson, but like that's a huge loss.
Yes.
I saw that clip as well too. Peterson's kind of warming up. I saw a video, he goes to an actual Kansas staffer and just kind of like shakes his head and was like, nah, I'm not doing it. But like, he looks pretty energetic to me. Like, he doesn't look like a guy that has the flu. Obviously you can't tell from the video, but like eye test, he looks fine. And this is kind of like a growing thing. Like he missed the Arizona game. He's missed two other, I saw it earlier. I don't remember who the opponents were. He missed two other top 10 matchups as well this year because of injuries. And a lot of them were just him coming out or Kansas coming out and announcing before the game, like, hey, he's not playing. The guy's got all the talent in the world. Like, could come in, be the next Kobe, if you want to go that far. But like I said, I genuinely think he hates the sport of basketball. Like, I think he does it just to kill time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
He knows there's a big bag waiting for him. Like, I was just barely watching some of his even 7th grade highlights. Like, because there's a video of him where he dropped 42 and dropped 50 in back-to-back games. And it just doesn't, there's no emotion. The facial expression doesn't change. It's like, I'm just better than everybody. And like, that works because Mike thought he was better than everybody. But Mike also worked like he was better than everybody. And then on the court showed it and then acted like it. Like the energy and like the care. Like, I would take AJ DeBansa first because I think he loves what he's doing. Like, he has heart, the passion, I don't want to take a guy who might quit. But you're right. But you're right, though, Brandon, when it comes to like just off who might be the best basketball player in college basketball. It's probably Darren Peterson. He is so good. But like his facial expressions don't even look like, it just looks like I'm here so I don't get fined. Like, it really just, it's like I'm just here so I can make a bag. Yeah. So like he could, like, in the league, he could be one of those guys that's like 23 a game, 24 a game, 24, 6 and 4, just going out there and just playing. Just doing it and then just going home. Like, just like, I'm gonna go. If I win a chip, I win a chip. If I don't, I don't. If I'm all NBA, maybe he'll be like, I want to I want money, so like maybe a year you'll care. But like it just seems like that's where it is. Where AJ DeBansa wants to be. Oh, I see Shea there. Like I want to be better than him. Like it just like it looks like he's aiming for something, and it's like, yeah, I'm just out there doing my thing because I'm really good at this sport.
Just like, yeah, whatever.
I'm really good at this thing, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, because he has the body for a prototypical 2-guard, and he's extremely polished. That's the first thing that I noticed was he's extremely polished when we pulled up the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I literally can't get over like the Kobe Bryant comparison just because of the athleticism. I feel like Kobe was in a different world athletically. So maybe that kind of killed it for me. Whereas DeBansa, he kind of jumps off the screen to me with his athleticism. He's not necessarily a freak athlete, but he's got more pop to him than Peterson to me. And real quick on DeBansa, and I know there's other great prospects coming out of this draft.
This is an all-time draft, like potential.
It's a great draft. Yeah,
that's what people are saying.
Better than last year. Last year's draft is showing out to be
like
a
if you're picking 8 and 12, like there's a good chance you get a superstar player.
Yeah, like you can get a guy.
I love it. DeBansa though, because I'd seen highlights of him in high school and this and that, but the more I see him, and I can't unsee it now that I've convinced myself of it, I don't know if I've ever seen a player, and these two players have different body types, DeBansa and this person I'm going to name. He reminds me very much of Carmelo Anthony, his offensive game, his offensive package. The fact that he can do it from mid-range, he can spot up, he can get to the rim, and you can tell he's got that like lower your shoulder and get into your chest the way Melo had. So like when he puts on 30 pounds in the league, 40 pounds even, who knows, because he's very thin, I could see that offensive game just taking off. I think
our first take, he said he was like a mixture of Shea and Paul George.
Yeah,
I was like, that's a
weird.
lot. And then he said like I'm a mixture of Shea and Paul. I was like, wait a second, that's a lot. Like why? And then it was like he's playing this year, and I'm like, wait, did he?
And you know what? If you combine SGA and Paul George, you kind of get Melo. To be honest with you, like the best versions of Melo. So I can kind of see it. I don't really see SGA as much. Maybe with like the ball stopping or the one-on-one ability.
It was more his like stop and go and like the ability to kind of like off balance, like use his length. Because Shea is obviously probably the best in the league with short area quickness, where it's just like
Shea's
in the
unreal.
paint, if you're just like a one step back or a step back to a step through and just things like that. Like he is stupid special. Golly, Shea's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, DeBansa immediately reminds me of Melo, and then I would say Peterson immediately reminds me of Devin Booker and Ray Allen, which guess what? All 3 Hall of Famers for sure. But I find it very interesting because that's what I've heard about Darren Peterson is like this could be trending towards Ben Simmons. And then funny enough, last night I go to Twitter, there's a lot of stuff trending, namely the Hornets Pistons brawl. And then I see Darren Peterson was actually, I think, either trending above at number 1 or just below at number 2. I thought that's very interesting. I click on it. Someone said this is Darren Peterson's flu game, like in comparison to Michael Jordan. And I'm like, oh, maybe he was sick and dropped like 40 or something. And then I scroll a little more and see the whole Stafford thing. So I thought it was an extremely interesting story. We're getting really to the heart of the college basketball season here with conference tournaments. Then of course March Madness once we get closer to that. But
honestly,
very,
like
very interesting topic.
He won't. The last thing we'll say on it before we go to the last thing, he won't be Ben Simmons because I think he's too good to be Ben Simmons. Like he just won't. He just won't refuse to shoot. Like I think his floor is like a Kevin Martin career. To me, like for like just a guy who can just put up 20 on any given night. And obviously like Kevin Martin now would probably his 20 would be equivalent to like 24 a night just because of how today's scoring is. But just like Kevin Martin was just a guy that, I'll go put up 20 tonight. Not that he was like he didn't care about anything, but just kind of like that kind of game where I was like, yeah, I can just go average 20 and go do my thing.
Maybe he'll be late career Kawhi and just choose when he wants to play kind of thing and then just kill it when he's out there.
Very well could.
Kawhi's been a man.
49 the other night. Like
Kawhi's silly. I don't understand Kawhi in the slightest. I feel like he could play till he's 60. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's the most confusing NBA player I've ever seen. It just doesn't make sense because like he really
confusing.
He'll miss a year and then come back and within a week and a half you're like, is that a top 5 player? Then he'll miss
Unreal.
a month, and then come back. You're like, nope, still top 5.
The weirdest part about it. The weirdest part about it is like Bron's clearly, and most of his Lakers tenure, LeBron's clearly been a different player, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
an elite player, but like you can still tell the difference between Cleveland and Miami. Durant post Achilles, you can see a slight difference between what he looked like in with the Warriors in OKC. Kawhi literally looks like Raptors version of Kawhi, early Clippers version of Kawhi, Spurs, like he looks like all those versions.
Yeah.
He's like he takes as much time off as he wants, has a legitimate injury sometimes. Like usually when guys have injuries like this, something goes away. I don't understand it with him. I don't know what kind of friggin' steroids this dude's on. I'm not actually accusing him of steroids, but maybe I am. I don't know, because it doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
It makes none.
He's crazy. He is legitimately crazy, but shout out to him.
Last topic, and I alluded to this in the previous topic, just barely. Pistons and Hornets had an insane brawl.
Why are the Pistons always involved in brawls? Like, what are we doing?
This is my favorite part of it. Is I'll tell you how I saw it. Actually, was the Sleeper app. They pulled up the Nas Reed and whoever he got into it with last night. I think it was the Atlanta Hawks player, and it said fight night in the NBA.
Goye or whatever the hell his last name is.
Okay. And they're like, fight night in the NBA, and something about like this is the second fight tonight. And then I saw the comments talking about Hornets and Pistons. And I'm like, why do I have no notifications about this? Then I went to our group chat, saw that none of you guys had said anything either. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, none of this makes sense. Then I go to Twitter, and again, I see Darren Peterson trending, and then I see Hornets and Pistons trending. And I'm like, of course, this has to do with Isaiah Stewart. And I see Stewart trending too. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Clearly, he was the number one person involved then. Then I go to the clip. It's Jalen Duren, and it's, what's my man's name?
Miles Bridges.
Bridges was the second guy, but who was the first guy that fouled Duren that got his face? Muhammad something, right?
Muhammad Gure.
Gure, that's right. And I'm like, that's weird. And I'm looking more like, as the clip's going on, I'm like, Isaiah Stewart's not on the court, but he's trending. I'm like, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way. And obviously, we see the clip, and Miles Bridges gets involved and starts throwing, and Jalen Duren's throwing, and Muhammad's throwing, and then Isaiah Stewart runs off. Like, this dude legitimately loves to fight. I knew something was off in his head when he like actually charged at LeBron when LeBron accidentally cut him, and like they had to have the whole team hold him back. That was a great Twitter day too.
Legitimately, and he went at Steph legitimately on the sideline too. Like he was like ready to just knock out Steph. Like Steph's done anything. Like it was like, what are we doing? This guy really is willing to throw hands with anybody. Doesn't care.
Draymond's a different type of crazy. Like Draymond's an agitator. I don't think I've ever seen a guy this off in his head since Artest. Artest legitimately would look for shit, would try to get under players' skin. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he actually wanted to fight the way Isaiah. I don't know if I've actually seen any player who wants to fight the way Isaiah Stewart does. Like he legitimately
he's ready to go.
Like, he is like if he is the guy you call. He is the guy you call. Like, hey, something happened to my car. We call Isaiah Stewart and we go figure out what happened because we know whomever is there, they're getting hands thrown.
We talk about like. We talked about last pod, like, you know, if money changes you or if money enhances who you are, or if you'd be exactly the same person with money, Isaiah Stewart would be fighting somebody somewhere at any point, at any job. I don't care if he had an office job. I don't care, like, maybe this guy would need to be a bouncer. Maybe he has a second career in the UFC. That's what I'm hoping, because, man, he's going to get a long suspension for running off the bench. Like, that's a cardinal sin in the NBA.
Couldn't be a WWE, unfortunately, because I don't think he's not faking it. Like it's not.
He wouldn't fake it.
No, it's too genuine.
He wouldn't fake it. Actually, like, it has to be.
I gotta correct myself because I actually found out last night he actually was a boxer previously. And then I have another fun fact. I feel like one of you guys might have brought this up, but I saw this today, and this is way off on a tangent. But did you guys know Jalen Suggs was higher ranked in high school at quarterback than Patrick Mahomes? Did you know that?
I did.
I did not know that until today. I read that today, and I was like, what's going on? So Yeah, apparently he was nice at football. And apparently Isaiah Stewart was also a boxer while doing this basketball shit. But entertaining, probably the most entertaining NBA fight I've seen since the Lakers Rockets when Chris Paul and Rondo got into it. That's a classic NBA fight to me. And I think this is an instant classic NBA fight. And I'm glad I got to witness it, even if it was a little later on.
Did you see his quote?
No. Isaiah
Stewart's
response?
Yeah. So this is from Bleacher Report via another sports reporter. And this is actual that I'm looking at X right now. This is actual Bleacher Report, 19.8 million followers. This was tweeted at 10:06 a.m. this morning. Isaiah Stewart explained why he hopped in the Pistons Hornets scuffle despite being on the bench. His response: "You're not expecting me to stay on the bench. The fuck was I drafted to Detroit for?"
I did see this. He said this walking off the court. I did see the video of him saying that walking off the court. Isaiah Stewart's insane.
So, like he's just playing in the wrong era. Like he's 87, he's 86. Like, do you think that
he thinks he's Ben Wallace?
Could you imagine if you called him and said, "Hey, Jordan's in town. Jordan rules." Like, bet. Like he might have taken it too far with Jordan. They're like, yeah, we're not just gonna let him score. Like, he's like, I might not let him breathe. Like, he would just punch him and then make a stand on his chest. Are you kidding? Oh my god! You asked what we thought about this. You sent it there, and I was like, if you sent that many question marks, I was like, it couldn't have been the Hornets, because I was not looking at anything really last night. And I was like, it couldn't be that the Hornets beat the Pistons, and Kyle's that shocked about it. So I was like, was it like a triple overtime, quadruple overtime game, or a game-winning shot, or it must have been something crazy. And I look, and I was like, oh, nope, just a fight. I was like, okay. I saw on Twitter /X, I saw Isaiah Stewart, and I was like, what did he do this time? Like, who
is he fighting now? Like,
who did he start with this time? Because obviously he's always the instigator. Nope, this time he was just a witness. That I was like, I'm not just gonna be a witness. I'm going for it.
Witness / instigator.
I laughed my ass off so much when I saw that clip come across my feed, because I think I was laying in bed, and I was like, Isaiah Stewart again? What the fuck? Because I think it was an ESPN notification. It was like 5-man scuffle, all out brawl, whatever. So I get on Twitter and I'm like, man, let me see what the fuck Isaiah Stewart did. And just, you don't even see him. You see Miles Bridges, and then all of a sudden you just see Isaiah Stewart just taking off, and I'm like, oh, there he goes.
Oh, there he is.
That's him.
Golly, death taxes and Isaiah Stewart fighting. You can just book it.
We want to talk about James Pierce.
I saw a tweet today. They're like, the best part about Isaiah Stewart is, like, I guess he's 24. They're like, he don't even look 24. They're like, he looks like he was just laid off from his Ford factory job in Detroit. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
The thing that gets me too is, like, he was literally like one of the best high school players in the country. Like, he was a top 5 ESPN. Like, so like, he relegated himself to the, like, you look at his draft stat, you're like, wait, what? And then you're like, okay. Oh man.
Always wants to fight. My favorite part of this, like, even in this clip, it was very heated early on, but it seemed like for a second, they had it de-escalated. Same with that Lakers and Rockets brawl back in the day. For a second there, it looked de-escalated. It got pretty heated. You honestly only get one of these like every 3 years, if you're lucky. Probably like every 5 years, closer to. And going back to that LeBron clip, though, the thing that struck me about it, I remember Steven sent it to me. Shouts to Steven. I remember, like, instantly everyone in the building and everyone on the Pistons knew, like, when he got up, he wanted to fight LeBron. Like, everybody took it serious immediately, and you never see that with NBA fights anymore. So I can't wait to see what he does next, because there's got to be like one more that's in him. And I actually tweeted last night, like, if there was to be a Malice at the Palace, he's the number one draft pick to like restart it. If there's another one, he would have to be in the middle of it. Like there's no other guy that's crazy enough to even like think of it. But I could absolutely see him running up not only on one fan, but like a whole section of fans and like trying to gang tackle them somehow. This dude's off in the head and I love it. Shouts to Beef Stew. Keep Beef Stew in the league.
No, I thought it was crazy. You're right, Kai. You get one of these every now and again, and we got it. And thank you, Isaiah Stewart, at the end. But like he wasn't even the main instigator, but you just see him 4.240 speed just booking it.
Legitimately fast. Yeah.
He got over there in 4 strides. Like from the bench to Miles Bridges in 4 strides.
Could you imagine him as like a tight end? Like if you just get him on like a wide receiver, like a tight end screen, you throw it out to him and he just like just run straight.
Or middle linebacker so he can kill people like he was.
Oh my gosh, him in the B gap. Like if he could just hey, it's 3rd and 1. It's 3rd and 1. 1-2 go.
He does not care about his contract. He does not care about the fact that the Pistons are a contender this year. Like that dude, like just get me pissed off so I can beat someone's face in. That's all he cares about. And I love it.
You know.
That's it.
And he might start. He might have the biggest playoff thing since the Meta World Peace elbow. Like he might have some. Like he might do something in the playoffs.
Oh, you're talking about this year? God. Yes,
this year. Like it.
That would be legendary.
Keenan, you know what's in play here? They could get the Hornets the first round.
Oh no. LaMelo might be out for a while. They might just say, "Hey, sick him."
He might tackle someone at the knees. Yeah.
Golly.
That's the thing, though. I don't think he's done anything dirty. Like I don't think we've actually seen Isaiah do anything dirty.
No, that's
like
the
Draymond.
weird thing about it is he's not.
He's just ready to go.
He plays clean.
He's at 205 degrees always, where literally he's 1 degree away from boiling. Like it's just literally everything is just right there. Like he is bubbling always. This is 1 degree away from completely boiling. And this guy is just right there waiting. Oh man, what a guy. Fun.
For the love of the game on his part. For the love of the game.
If he has a playoff moment, Twitter might just go down.
Let it be at Madison Square Garden. People lose their mind.
Malice at the Garden?
Jesus. It's gonna happen. Put your bets in.
Oh my god. Him and Jose Alvarado.
Oh god.
He'll just yoke up Jose Alvarado. Get over here.
That could happen.
Oh boy, get over here.
That is certainly possible.
Like
one too many times he does the swipe or no swiping thing. And get over here.
Didn't he try to do? Didn't him and Draymond get into it either this year or last year, and Draymond kind of backed down? Did that happen, or am I making that up?
It probably did when Steph, like him and Steph, and I don't remember fully. I don't remember fully.
If there's anyone who could get Isaiah Stewart to that point with like you said, Keaton, he's already at 205, so he doesn't take much. Draymond, I feel like could get him there like that. So we need an irritant, and apparently like the Hornets are already going to have it.
Oh yeah, they did like 3 years ago at the end of a close game. They got ejected. Draymond got ejected. The guy heated at the end of it. It was literally 114 to 112 with a couple minutes left.
Oh, before we sign off too, there was one from last year that I didn't even realize happened. Either last year or the year before. He apparently punched Drew Eubanks pregame. I never even knew about this till last night.
He jumped Drew Eubanks. He just threw.
What?
No one knows why. No one knows. I mean, someone knows why, but I mean, I couldn't find a reason why he actually punched Drew Eubanks pregame. Apparently in the tunnel too. It's not like they were like in warm-ups.
I do remember that. Because I showed a clip of it. It was the voices in his head. That's all it was.
Wait, there's a clip of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I got to see this. You got to send it to the group chat. It was just the voices in his head. Oh, man. Shouts at Beef Stew. Shouts at Beef Stew once again. Hey, listen, this was the Warner Brothas podcast. You got a very good two-parter here with an all-encompassing two-parter. You got some music, you got some NBA, you got some NBA fights on top of the Super Bowl, and of course the Super Bowl halftime show we talked about as well in part one. Keenan and I will be back tomorrow for joined by John B from Is the Right Real podcast. So we'll be talking All-Star Weekend. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll talk music. Maybe we'll talk off-season football. Who knows? We got the pick of the litter now. Maybe I'll finally do my NBA tiers. We'll see.
Maybe.
But you will see the three of us back. Large and in charge. In form, whatever you want to call it. We'll be back. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Peace.